So earlier this week, I went on the treadmill and I did a 15-minute 3-mile right into bench press where I did, I think it was 15 reps. Now I'm going to do a different kind of hybrid challenge that I want to put out there. I'm going to do 5-minute mile pace on the treadmill. I'm going to aim for a whole 10K, but I'll just stay on there for as long as I can. And then we're going to go right from the treadmill at 5-minute mile pace, walk over to the squat rack. I'll have 3 plates loaded up, and I'll see how many reps of 3-plate squat we can get. Right now I could probably get 15 reps of 3 plates just fresh. We'll see if we can get a whole 10K in at 5-minute mile pace and what that does to the legs, see how many reps we can still get. Let's see. All right, I'm gonna take you guys through how I get set up for a treadmill run like this. As you can see, I'm setting up the treadmill with a 1% incline to account for any air resistance losses that you don't feel on the treadmill. And then I also set it to 12 miles per hour or 5-minute mile pace. That's as fast as my treadmill goes. And if you notice something, I'm waiting to hit my watch until that belt really gets up to speed. So during all these runs, I'm looking at my watch time, which is gonna be about 10 seconds behind the treadmill display. So I can still look at the treadmill for the pace and the incline, but using the watch is the accurate measurement of where I'm at. And so when I hit 3.1 miles for the 5K, I know I gotta go an extra about 10 seconds. So as you can see here, I kind of settled into a good rhythm, and this is the truth about doing any hard run on the treadmill. It's extremely difficult to get started because you don't have those things passing around you. You're not flying around a track, and it can be very easy to give up on yourself and to feel that effort as way harder than it really is. But if you can get over the monotony of the single just stepping alt and not having anything to see, you can kind of settle into a rhythm, and then the treadmill starts to become a very predictable stimulus, and you can really just settle in here. So every time I'm doing a hard treadmill run, I want to quit in the first quarter mile, and then if I'm able to really get my mind right, I can settle into a pace that I know is going to lead me to a good run. And at this point, you can see I'm kind of settling into pace and feeling relaxed. I'm wearing the Adios Pro 4, which is my race shoe. I really only wear these maybe once a month. I'll wear them for races and then just specific workouts throughout a marathon build. So this is one where I wanted to set a good 5K time before going and do these max reps of squat. So I did put the good shoes on, and I always feel more confident and I always feel more of an energy return and just lighter on my feet when I'm using these shoes. So it's certainly good to use carbon super shoes for workouts like this. I wouldn't recommend that you use your race shoes for all your workouts just because they're an expensive pair of shoes, and sometimes it's good to use a more of a tempo shoe than your all-out shoe. That way you can kind of, spike up, as they say, on race day. And for hard efforts like this, you just feel way more confident. So really just getting along here. Form is still looking great. I felt really solid at this point, and I'll check in with you guys when I get to the mile mark and then the 2-mile mark. So now we're hitting the 1 mile mark. You know, the treadmill set at 5-minute mile pace. My watch actually buzzed with a 4:53 mile, but that's because the watch just goes off of your cadence and it's not fully accurate. So my friend Ericus came up here with his camera and I said, you know, feeling good 1 mile in, and I knew I definitely had 2 more miles in the tank. So felt good. I wanted to stay on pace, you know, keep the same speed and incline and just roll with it and see if we can close this out strong. So I'm now coming up on the 2 mile mark. You know, form is still looking good, and I was feeling strong at this point. However, the sweat was just going everywhere. You guys will be able to see on the Instagram video of this, but I was throwing sweat all over the display on the treadmill, and this is just the reality of how these treadmill sessions go. I do bring a box fan and I set it up across, you know, the gym a few treadmills over, but no amount of industrial fan can keep me warm or keep me cool when I'm on the treadmill. And so it's getting super slippery. My tank top is getting absolutely soaked, and you're gonna see in the squat after that the floor is just getting really wet, and I had to wipe down the machine very well after this. So here we are about to finish this challenge. I see about 2.9 miles on the treadmill display, and I'm so happy to be done. You know, it really was getting hard on this third mile, and I was just fighting to keep the pace up. I wanted to keep that cadence up, and when I looked back at the heart rate data, I saw my heart rate was at 194 for a good amount of this last mile, and I knew I was going to pay the price going into the squats. I have never approached a 3-plate squat with my heart rate in zone 5, so I was hoping to finish this run somewhat clean and be able to just get my heart rate down in the walk over to the squat rack. But at the end of the day, we just had to get this thing done, and I'm just watching the treadmill, trying to see this thing finish and just kick it in. I knew I had some friends doing a 5K track meet in the city this exact same time, so I'm trying to just get my own effort in and know that they're out there suffering too. And sometimes it helps to know that you have friends, you know, going after a race, whether they're doing a marathon, 5K, just to be getting in yourself, just because you can't be in that same race, but you can still put in that effort and know that you guys are both going hard, putting forward a difficult race effort. There it is. We got a 15:35K on the watch. Felt really good about this one, but I was in a hurry to get over right to the squat rack. There was no time to feel happy about this run because I knew there was still work to do. And here's just the real time. We walked over. We had the 3-plate already loaded on the bar, and the one thing I had to do was take these race shoes off. I typically squat barefoot, and squatting in these carbon shoes would just be way too unstable and squishy. So had a quick camera change here because we were running out of storage on the one camera. But here I am just getting the lifting belt on and getting myself ready to hit this squat. My heart rate is still just in the 190s at this point, and have never experienced the feeling of starting a heavy compound lift with my heart rate being so high. I knew it was going to be difficult because 3 plates is a somewhat lighter weight, and it's one that's more of an aerobic effort to do high reps on. So, you know, my shirt is totally soaked. I'm dripping water all over the floor, and I knew this was going to be a difficult set, but I was hoping my legs were not too fatigued from the run, that they would still be able to put some reps in here. So I got a good brace in, and the first rep did not feel great. My legs felt so tired from the run. All that lactic acid was still built up in my quads and in my hamstrings. But as we started moving some reps, you know, we were kind of getting into a routine here. And the hardest part was not even the muscular failure, but it was really just catching my breath because I didn't really get a chance to let my heart rate come down at all. And the thing about doing heavy lifts is it spikes your heart rate even more. So I'm just totally in zone 5 for this whole lift. You could see me struggling to get in enough oxygen here. And here we go for another rep. And we grinded it out and got the 6th rep up. So there it is for the challenge. We got a 15:35K followed by 6 reps on the squat.
I estimated how hard that was going to be. I got out of breath. I had no aerobic capacity.